Hey, welcome to the Danger Zone. It's Ashley. Everything in this video was found on a public domain. The full disclaimer's down below. I wish you lots of love and many blessings. You know what, y'all? I have really come to the conclusion that Harry is just, and this is my opinion, so far out to lunch that he doesn't realize that all they're doing is recycling somebody else's creativity, somebody else's, leftovers. They can't come up with an original thought between them to save their butts. They can't do it. I wondered why in that football interview that he had where Megan was telling him it's easy, why he even brought up mental health issues. It just didn't make sense, but now I know why. Because Prince William had a near identical interview himself with a football guy talking about mental health and what's going on in the world. Now, what I'm about to tell you is simply my opinion, what I've observed from outside looking in. I have frontline experience with narcissism. This goes way beyond narcissism. This is like a combo of personality disorders. It's just my opinion, but I do believe that Megan has a tad bit of echokinesis mixed in with her narcissistic behavior. As a child, she was used to always getting her way. Nobody ever told her no. And to hear her dad tell it she didn't have a maternal role model in her life. She really didn't have much structure, is what I've gathered. I've always been told that folks with personality disorders truly crave structure. It helps them organize their mind. These types of folks who have never been told no, who have been thrown to the wind, and the parents are thinking, well, we love them so much, we trust her, she's responsible, sure, whatever you want, you can have, go to bed when you want to, you're responsible, you can handle it. She has a deep-seated insecurity. She'll never be an innovator, she'll never be a leader. Now, the combination of personality disorders that she does have, each play a role in why she does what she does and says what she says without any regard for the original creator. Because of this insecurity and these personality disorders, she has to steal and plagiarize, repeat, and mimic those she admires most. Echokinesis. Then there's the narcissism. She thinks in her mind she's in competition with these people, the same people she admires or dislikes the most, causing her not to one-up, but to 2 and 3 and 4-up these people. Then there's the Walter Mitty syndrome, living in a complete fantasy world, either making up stories or exaggerating stories. Nothing will ever be good enough for Megan or somebody like Megan. They feel their existence is so humdrum that they're always chasing after bigger and better, while they're creating fantasies to tell people. And they believe these lies, even going as far as taking over whoever they feel closest to, their life, putting it on themselves. It's almost like they steal that person's identity and they feel like they have the authority to because they're with that person or they're closest to that person, never earning it, never having to work for it. And that's a narcissistic trait also. Like Lady Colin Campbell said the other day in a video, to a narcissist, the only human around would be themselves. Everybody else are just possessions. Like, she moved over there, she was only there for a few months, and before we all know it, she's no longer a valley girl from California. She's talking with a British accent. Even worse than that, her being with a prince, part of the royal family, gave her all the entitlement to treat people like trash. Blame everybody for her bad days. Here's another example. Her very first husband went on to become an attorney. A couple years back, I was doing some research and I came across a My Life page where she lists herself as an attorney. And we all know she didn't go to school to become an attorney. She did not work towards a degree in law. Because she had spent time with this person, she claimed ownership over his achievements and deemed herself an attorney. The same situation with Trevor Engelson. She marries this man, the love of her life, as she tells everybody around her she'd die without him. He's a producer, director, filmmaker. Now, all of a sudden, she's convinced Netflix that she too is a filmmaker, a director, a producer. And because she worked on Disney doing the elephant documentary, her very first project is said to be about nature and animals. That's a double whammy. They do not plan to act. They want to go in and just be themselves in anything they appear in. And of course, the Walter Mitty syndrome kicks in. She's allowed the media to put out some untruths and run with it, making it look like Netflix tracked them down with a $75 million check in their hands. Netflix desires them so much that they're willing to prepay $75 million for whatever they produce. That's not the case at all, y'all. Meghan and Harry have been in meetings with several different networks, several different companies, such as Netflix, making promises to deliver. Now, as it was told to me, the maximum is $75 million for whatever Netflix deems worthy that they produce or direct. Keep in mind, they have no experience between the two. But she's feeling overly confident because why? Because at one point, she spent some time in her life with somebody that produced and directed. I knew the moment I seen her over theatrical videos, her George Floyd speech, that this was nothing more than building her portfolio. I knew it. She was just auditioning, showing all of these networks what she was made of. I wonder if Black Lives Matter feels a bit used. I knew also something was going on the moment she stepped out with a new face. There's not a genuine bone in these two people's bodies, not in my opinion. And speaking of, that showing up and showing out over there at the preschool for underprivileged kids was nothing more than a part of their documentaries to come. I'm curious about a couple of things. The parents are in such an uproar because they themselves could not even take their child to their very first day of school due to the high risk of COVID. And they're saying the majority of these parents are extremely upset. Even going as far as saying, my kids don't know who these people are. Why are they allowed to be there? When as a parent, they are not even allowed to be there. I would love to know if they gained permission from these children's parents to include them in these pictures. Wouldn't you have to have a parent's signature for this? When my sons were in high school, I had to sign a media permission slip. And that's just for local stuff. Talk about a lawsuit, oh my gosh. Wouldn't it be something if they themselves got slapped with a few? Which, by the way, this is just a rumor, but I did hear something. I heard a couple of days ago that Tyler Perry is suing Harry and Meghan for back rent. That he did not allow them to live there rent-free. The agreement was $150,000 a month. They agreed to pay that moving in, even paying extra for his own security, on top of theirs. As it was told to me, they came through with the security money, but left him high and dry, stiffing him on the rent bill. Y'all, if this is a fact, how about that for burning just another bridge? I hope you're having a really good day today. A huge thank you to my latest subscribers. Please don't forget to hit that bell notification. I'll see you soon and we'll talk fast. Please stay safe and be blessed.
You guys give up?
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.